How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 17 Fulham career mode. This is episode 40 now, and in the previous episode, despite that demolishing of Manchester City by 4 goals to 1, we suffered a defeat away from home at Aston Villa, and we have dropped into 4th in the Premier League. Just when we were looking like we could challenge for the title this season, results just haven't gone our way, and we've slipped down to 4th place. There are 3 of us, all level on points for 4th, 5th and 6th. Us, Chelsea and Liverpool. Fortunately, the goal difference is what is saving us at the moment. In today's episode, we'll be taking on Everton away from home. So just a few days after Villa as well. We'll then have a nice week off, which will be nice. And we'll be fully recovered for a very, very important now home fixture against Liverpool. I didn't think this fixture would be that important because they're a few points away from us last time we sort of checked, and all of a sudden they're level on points with us. So despite what happens at the weekend when we play Everton, this could be a very big game. And we've got to be a little bit careful because just 6 days later we'll be heading to Wembley for the semi-finals of the FA Cup. That'll be in the next episode. So now it's the Merseyside double again. We did this last time, I do believe. We played these two teams in the same episode. I can't quite remember what the results were. So there you go. We should be relatively fully fit for this fixture. I'm gonna rest up just a couple of players who are in the orange, and I shall see you at the start of the game. So then we bring you the first game of today's episode live from Goodison Park in the Premier League. It's Everton versus Fulham, and we really need 3 points here today. Thinking ahead to next weekend's game against Liverpool, it's just 8 days following this one, so there'll be a nice rest. The team will be fully fit, but following on from that, of course, we have the semi-final against Aston Villa, who we just lost to, that have put us in this spot where we really are fighting for European spaces. Now, as you can see, we are currently in 4th place and level on points with Chelsea and Liverpool. I believe Everton are about 13th in the league, so hopefully that's something to go on. I have had to make a couple of changes to the team lineup with that game against Villa just coming 3 days ago. There is Ronald Koeman. We'll have a quick look at the Everton lineup. As you can see here, Marchesne starts in goal, Browning, Murillo, Besic, Delafeu, Barkley and Kramich. Interesting. Robles, Jagielka, Idrissa Gueye, Tom Cleverley, Nias. A strong bench. Adrian as well there on the bench. I take it that's not the Adrian goalkeeper, because that would be interesting. Silly to have 2 goalkeepers on the bench, but there you go. So not the best of lineups by Everton, you could say, but still fairly straightforward. We've got to watch out for that power on the bench as well. Our 2 changes then are as follows. Johansson comes into the midfield and Aite starts out on the right hand side. Sobey and Lansbury both drop to the bench. They were just a little bit tired, too tired for my liking, just down in the sort of the orange stamina bar as opposed to the lighter green and darker green areas where we would have liked them. Aite and Johansson, of course, not fully fit because they've also featured in the couple of previous fixtures, but they're a little bit fresher than both Lansbury and Sobey, which is why they get the nod today. And we need all 3 points. Let's see if we can take control of this game early on here against Everton. Cracking interception, and it's Bunuel who comes away with it. And here's Yozabed down to Aite. That's very nice indeed. Has Aite got the pace on Browning? He has done well to turn him. He plays it inside, and Hozabed just intercepted, of course. Hozabed, the top goal scorer of the Premier League. I thought he might have been in the last episode. I quickly checked it out, and indeed he is. Only by 1 though. European spot has actually come under threat from a couple of teams around us, but in theory we're still having a very good season. Our first time in the Premier League. And Johansson, oh wow, what a finish that is. He probably should get a lot more start than I do. I don't rarely play Johansson, but he's slotting in currently because of the compact fixture list that we're having to go through and playing the rotation side. And the previous 2 games that he started, both this game and the game against... Was it the game against City he started? I think he did. And both of those, he's popped up with the first goal of the game. Another one there. It's a fantastic finish for him. And just what we wanted, a positive start to this match. We've taken the lead here. It's 1-0. Now then, will Everton reply? They will. nearly, with Besic making a very good run towards the far post. It's a fantastic ball in by the winger, and Besic, very difficult to get that one on target, but good effort by Everton, good reply from them, showing that they're being positive about this game. We've just got to be a little bit careful of that then, and we've got to try and keep the pressure on up our end of the field. Everton with a throw in, taken by Morelos into Baines, back to Morelos. Nice little 1-2 football here. Inside to Kramich. Drives that ball across goal, and Delafeu, he's got to score. How has he not scored? He's taken way too long over that one. He was in acres of space, really, and it just had to poke it past Donnarumma. He took way too long. I brought Donnarumma out to put him under pressure, and it just worked as well. And we could actually get a counter-attack away here. Browning goes in. Good tackle by Browning. Here is McCarthy. Can we get a tackle in? We can't. Here's Kramich. Back-heeled, which was interesting. Bunuel just knocks that forward, but Murillo brings it back for Everton. Here comes McCarthy. Poor ball. Sigurdsson with the fancy flick, and that is half-time. So, we managed to take the lead nice and early on, thanks to Johansson, and then we just came under a bombardment of pressure by Everton, but they just couldn't finish their chances, and we were able to hold on to that 1-goal lead. Most notably, Besic, I think it was in the box. Was it Besic? I can't actually remember who it was, but he had all the time in the world just to poke it around Donnarumma, put him under a lot of pressure, and saw out the threat in the end. So half-time, Everton 0, Fulham 1. So no fixtures popped up at half-time to see who else was playing. Of course, we're now interested in not so much Arsenal and United anymore, but mainly Spurs, Chelsea and Liverpool. I haven't heard any goal news come in, so we could be the only team to be playing today. Every other team may have already played. We are a Saturday game, so I'm not quite sure why that is, unless we are the evening kickoff. It does actually look a little bit dusk time here at Goodison. I have a fixture against Schalke, so they'll probably be looking to turn their attentions to that midweek, so that's probably helped us here, which is probably why they're resting a couple of players. And Aite, oh, he's got to finish that one. Johansson, oh, and he has finished that one from out of nowhere. Oh, it's been ruled offside. What? Oh, I honestly, you know, you can usually clock when an offside goal is, well, when like goal's gone in and it's offside. And that I had absolutely no idea until he stopped celebrating. I was like, why has he stopped celebrating? I've told him to run towards the fans. Oh man, what a huge goal. That is a fantastic header by Johansson. I really think he needs to get some more game time. He's been absolutely superb. Should have had 2 here, but it was as the Aluko shot was taken that Johansson was just in an offside position. So rightly ruled out, but it was a fantastic header by him. It was a good strike by Aluko as well. Very unfortunate to just cannon it off the crossbar. But fantastic header by Johansson. Should have been 2-0 there. Should be that. We'll go forward with Kearney and see if we can grab a quick second, but I don't think we'll knock a ball in, and cleverly has to head it away. We'll get ourselves a corner, which is what we wanted. We'll take it short, and we'll ask Bunuel to not do that, but that's one way of doing it as well. And Dodoi, I was going to knock it forward, but didn't get a chance in the end because referee has called for full time. So that's exactly what we needed. Those 3 points back on the board for us to keep us ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. We'll see if there's any other results going in our way. That also boosts our goal difference a little bit, only by the 1 goal though, so hopefully Chelsea and Liverpool didn't win by too much of a margin. But Johansson was very good for us today. He grabbed us the early goal to give us the lead. He should have had a second, but it was ruled out for offside. Very unfortunate to be, but it's just how it finished in the end. We still managed to grab all 3 points here, finished Everton 0, Fulham 1. Yes, so interestingly enough, no other matches were being played today, which I don't believe personally, because you know, if it was a Sunday, I could believe that maybe we were the only Sunday fixture, but as a Saturday, it's very strange that nobody played. So all the other teams around us did actually play, and we've gone back up to 3rd. So that means that Spurs lost. Let's quickly jump into the fixtures. We can see there's our loss to Villa. There's our victory against Everton. Liverpool played Arsenal and drew 0-0 on the same day as us, which apparently didn't happen. Manchester United beat Reading 3-0. And Spurs lost to West Brom. Chelsea beat West Ham by 2-1. So that is very good for us. We've maintained the goal difference gap with Chelsea because they only won by a goal. Spurs and Liverpool both dropped points. That means that this game against Liverpool is a little less threatening than first thought. Liverpool have dropped down to 6th now, and we are 2 points ahead of them. Obviously, we don't want to lose because that will actually put them above us. It's still very, very tight, don't get me wrong, but finally, we've just broken away a little bit. We've actually got back into 3rd now, so you can see how close it is between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, essentially. I think Arsenal and United are a little bit out of sight themselves. Although, saying that, we are only 1 point away from Arsenal. United have pretty much won the league because, of course, Arsenal drew, didn't they? So, there you go. So I can afford to maybe rest a couple of players, or think about resting a couple of players. I shouldn't need to because the game against Villa isn't until the following weekend, so it should give time for players to recoup. But what I'm going to do is everyone's going to be fully fit for this game because it's been 8 days since we last played. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make about 2 or 3 changes, nothing too drastic, and that should sort us out then for the game against Villa. So I'll go and change the team around and I'll see you at the start of the game. So here we are then, live from Craven Cottage. It's been a little bit of a while since we had a home game in the Premier League. We had Villa away, we had City away, we had Everton away, and finally we've got Liverpool at home. So as we invite the red side of Mersey down to London, we just took 3 points from the blue side up in Merseyside, and the Reds come to visit us, and we'll be looking for the result again today. With how results have gone, a draw here won't be too bad. As you can see, we've actually dropped back down to 4th with both, with Chelsea playing a game, which they've won. So we've got a game in hand on them. So we have to really win this to keep pace with Chelsea. However, this game was quite significant of Liverpool catching us, but they were able to slip up earlier on, and that means they're now 2 points behind us. There's our team lineup. I've made 2 changes, bearing in mind the semi-finals coming up in a couple of days' time. So both Johansson and Iheanacho get the start. Johansson, who's just been in great scoring form, thought it'd be right to start him. That gives Jozabed and Aluko the rest. I expect the team to be mostly fit for the weekend anyway, coming up against Villa. I know I keep saying that, but just to reiterate. But I want Aluko and Iheanacho to be absolutely fresh as possible because I think they will be... not Iheanacho, sorry, Aluko and Jozabed to be as fresh as possible because I think they'll be instrumental in the game at Wembley. There's the lineup for Liverpool. Tyson up front. An interesting starting lineup from them. They've signed Dele Alli, of course. They signed him from Tottenham in January, but he doesn't get a start, which is quite an interesting decision there made. So Firmino is their number 9, well, the number 11, playing in a false 9, but I think they were playing actually as a 4-3-3. So Firmino starts up top. He will be the goal threat for them, but and Tyson out wide. I guess he's a replacement for Coutinho, who doesn't appear. In fact, there's a lot of fresh faces here. I didn't even clock. I've just noticed Medal, Classy, Samaras, I think it was, Tyson. So a fresh change here from Liverpool. They, of course, could have been involved in European action last week, which might be why they haven't gone with a fully fit lineup. But we know that Firmino is a fantastic, fantastic FIFA guy. He just sort of fits the build of FIFA this year, and threatens there. And Nathaniel Klein, God knows. Okay, he was offside, as I first thought he might have been, or was Tyson offside actually? In fact, yeah, Tazon. Is it Tazon? Yeah. Although they've given offside there. I don't quite know what that was all about, but I think it was Tazon who was offside when the initial ball was whipped in by Firmino. But Nathaniel Klein has just absolutely smashed the crossbar in the first few minutes. Very fiery start. Whilst the point would be okay, because we'll still maintain that gap to Liverpool that we've got. With Chelsea winning yesterday, we've got to really get all 3. And what we can't do is lose to Liverpool, because I think, yeah, they'll still go above us if we lose. And we've gone 1-0 down here inside 12 minutes. And just as I was saying, Roberto Firmino, with his 8th Premier League goal, has put Liverpool ahead. Everyone seemed to stop play. I thought it had gone off there. We've knocked it forward. There's space of a run being made by Kenny, and he'll take the shot. Oh, and in fact, we've given a penalty. Yes, we've been given a penalty. I don't really think that's very fair. The shot had already been taken. Classy did dive in though, quite recklessly there. That's 2 he's given. He's definitely got to be booked. You can see that I'd already taken the shot before Classy chops him down. The shot wasn't very good at all. So we'll let Cabano take it because he's been scoring these. Let's see, can he pop this one away? This could be huge for us. It's Cabano. Oh, and it's just squeezed in, and we've levelled it before the break. I really thought they're the Liverpool fans. The Fulham fans are over there. Let's see if I can get over there before he... No, not going to get there in time, but I really thought we were going to go in at half-time 1-0 down here. A good penalty. Fair play to... Is Karius in goal? It is Karius in goal. Fair play to him for diving the correct way, but Cabano just got it in that corner. And Cabano's good penalty run continues. He's only missed 1 in about 4 or 5 that he's taken. Of course, we let Hosbed take the other one against City, but we got one here and we've capitalised on it. Just 3 minutes to go in stoppages, and hopefully, if we see that out for a goal kick, we will. We'll go into half-time all square. And half-time all square we go. We let our guard down early on, and Liverpool came out firing at the blocks. They had an opportunity. Rebound off the crossbar, even though the player before was offside, but Firmino then put Liverpool ahead, and they did very well just to not allow us in front of goal at all until we were able to win a penalty. Kenny won it and Cabano just tucked it away past Karius, and we go into half-time. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. So just one of the game being played, sorry, and it's Sunderland who are ahead to West Brom. That doesn't affect us too much. We won't make any changes just yet. Got to be a little bit mindful, of course, of the weekend's game. That's very, very important to us, but so is this point against Liverpool. We cannot lose. Draw isn't ideal. We'd like all 3, especially with Chelsea winning yesterday, just to keep us above them, but that was a bit poor. I think it will keep us above them. I think they're 2 points ahead of us now with that win, and we, of course, this is technically our game in hand on them because we're playing on the Sunday. So that's a nice ball forward though. Here's Classy. Good defending, still Classy. Got some power on that, but saved by Donnarumma. So yeah, a point isn't the best. 3 would be a lot better, but 0 would be detrimental at this late stage. And that is a big punch away by Donnarumma. Firmino seems to have taken a more wide role at the moment, but cut back inside as Wijnaldum makes the ball into the box. Not the best really, had a couple of options, played them all behind, but get that one away, McDonald. Look how far forward Liverpool are pressing. It's like they're losing this game. Here's Nathaniel Klein, who he knows got a shot at him, and so has Tyson. Ooh. And that one just rockets over the bar. Just really quickly want to bring Aite over to this hand side and drop Sobi over on the other side, just so it freshens up both sides of the pitches really. Actually, there's a lot of space at the top, but Love Run just gets there before I can see it, and that's a nice ball through. Is Rob Holding going to get there? Of course he is. 3 minutes added on. It's punted forward. Now is Johansson going to beat Flanagan? No, he's not. Johansson's got no pace left in him at all, but Flanagan takes too long over it, and we've got ourselves a throw-in, but referee says that's full time. So we'll probably take a point, considering that was a very, very tough game. Very tough to break Liverpool down. When they took the lead early on, I thought, oh God, here we go again. Fortunately, we were able to control that, and we won ourselves a penalty just before half-time. Cabano, it was who took it away to continue his good penalty run going. And we were able to equalise. Not a lot of action in the second half. A few efforts from either side, but nothing really much to shout about. And full-time, Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. So then Sunderland did go on to beat West Bromwich Albion by 2-1. Doesn't matter too much to us, but helps Sunderland. They're probably up into the top half again. That is going to be the end of today's episode. So we'll quick training session, and yeah, not too bad. We'll take 4 points from today. 6 would have been very nice, but considering Liverpool slipped up against, I think it was Arsenal who they drew with, wasn't it? Considering that happened, it means that that point against Liverpool doesn't matter too much because there's a little bit of a gap to us now. We of course have our FA Cup semi-final, and 3 days later we've got Arsenal. But the way the things have shapen up, I'm not too fussed about that. I know we're quite close to Arsenal, but like I said, this game is far more important and I'll happily just risk taking a defeat against Arsenal to get into the final of the FA Cup. So we'll take a quick look at the league table in just a moment, but very quickly, the Aston Villa manager has been very nice about Sobey, and he's given him some special praise. He says, discipline is important to any side, and I especially think to Fulham and Baker. If you look at the way Sobey plays the game, you can see that he understands how important the aspects of discipline and self-control really are. That's very nice words ahead of the clash. Let's take a quick look at the league table before we do go. Of course, the United and West Ham play tomorrow in the other semi-final. There is the league table. Just 6 games to go now, and that point has actually dropped us to 5th. So despite these wins against Everton and these wins against City, the points that we're dropping are just being detrimental to us at the minute. And again, out of Champions League for the first time in a while, but still in Europa League spot, which is more than enough. United still remain clear at the top of the table by 5 points. Arsenal are in second. Chelsea are closing them now, the gap just to 1 with them. And then just 2 teams now on 55 points. And we've taken a bit of a beating with our goal difference, and it's allowed Spurs have improved theirs, and it's allowed them to overtake us. So all the same, but in fact they're only overtaking us on goals scored. They've actually conceded a lot of goals, but popped in 8 more than us. We then have Liverpool just outside the place. Fortunately, they're 2 points adrift of us now, so that gives us a little bit of breathing space. So it's a very important game against Arsenal, just not because we want to close the gap to Arsenal, but because we need the points from them to keep pressure on that. So we'll have to keep tabs on how Liverpool get on over the next coming days. I expect a few teams to play this weekend whilst we have our FA Cup clash, so that will be quite interesting to see how they play, and then we'll end up having game in hand, which is always quite nice to see what we've got to do to match the results. Watford in 7th, Stoke 8th, Sunderland 9th and West Ham in 10th. Crystal Palace 11th, City still struggling down there in 12th, Leicester, Everton, West Brom, Aston Villa still going clear of the relegation. It's now Swansea. It was West Brom previously, it's now Swansea who are on the cusp of relegation. They're just a point clear of Southampton, who remain in 18th. And of course the bottom 2, Burnley and Reading. So that's going to be all for today's episode. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and of course be excited for the next game where we'll be at Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final against Aston Villa. And I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm literally not pressing anything, but I'm going to leave it. Why not subscribe as well if you're new around here. Until next time, goodbye.